welcome to Pesnits. My name is Presley, and this is a very special episode where I'm going to be getting ready and getting all of my projects ready for the Penrith show. So this is something that I've done for for the last 2 years. I've been entering things into their adult needlework and handicraft competition. And yeah, so I actually have a few items this year that I'm wanting to submit. So I've usually, for the last 2 years, I've only submitted one thing at a time. But I've in the last year, I've accumulated quite a few items that I think would be kind of fun to see displayed as a part of this competition. So I'm putting them all together. And I wanted to show you guys what I'm going to be submitting and kind of what are the things I need to do leading up. It's really not that much, but yeah, it's still something to talk about. I hope you're well and I hope you enjoyed this video. So I'm going to start off with the first one. This is one that I think I completed really late last year from memory. This is my mindless sweater by, I have the patterns open on my computer so I don't have to keep saying, oh, I'll display it on the screen. I have it right here. So this is the mindless sweater by Mindless Knits, which is quite easy to remember. And this is a kid's sweater. And so I'm going to be submitting this into the child's jumper or cardigan, not Fair Isle. I hope that this is considered not Fair Isle. The instructions here, they have a separate Fair Isle category, and it says more than 2 colors. Oh, sorry, 2 or more colors. I wouldn't consider this Fair Isle because it's just I've knitted it half in one color and half in the other. Anyway, I wouldn't consider this Fair Isle. We'll see. I guess they'll tell me if it's not meant to be in the non-Fair Isle category. But I think I knitted this. This is the sizing I actually cannot remember. I'm gonna say 1 to 2. It's quite large, and this does need an iron. I think that's what I'm gonna do to get this item ready. This has kind of been in my little project bag for a while. I initially knitted this to donate, but then it was so adorable. I was like, I'm gonna keep it for myself or my future babies. So it's just been squirreled away, which is why it's a little bit wrinkly. And it's been knitted in 100% acrylic. So I think if I just have it on a really low setting, I think it'd be fine to iron. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. There isn't any sort of pilling happening. Again, this has never been worn, but I'm just thinking about how I've stored it was probably not the best way. I'm not even sure acrylic yarn pills. Is that an outlandish statement? I actually don't know if that's the case, but this isn't pilled. This hasn't pilled. So yes, that's item number 1. It's going to be going into the child's jumper or cardigan category, hopefully. And yeah. Again, I'm just I'm not expecting at all for this to win, obviously. I just want to be able to see it on display, but also it's a bit of a dying, not a dying craft, but in terms of people submitting things into a needlework competition, there's the demographic of people who submit things are older generation. So I'm wanting to contribute as much as possible to keep this tradition going. So I'm just grabbing whatever's in my closet and just going to submit it just so that the people who organize this have things to display. So this is item number 1, mindless sweater. I think I'm going to give it a different name because you're able to name it. And I think that is probably going to be a bit of a weird name. They're going to be why did she call it the mindless sweater? So I think I'm going to call it something different. The word blueberry comes to mind. Blueberry oats, because it's a beige and a teal blue. I guess it's not really blueberry, is it? Blue raspberry? Anyway, I'm why am I naming it after food? I don't know. I just think that's really cute. Okay, anyway, let's move on. So I need to iron this. That's step number 1. Next item is, you guys would have seen this a million times if you've been on this channel. This is my Haru V-neck sweater. And this, I completed this year. And it is just a garter. What am I saying? Stockinette, knit in the round, top bottom sweater. And it was knit in a hand-dyed yarn. Beautiful color. Absolutely. Every time I show this on camera, I'm obsessed with how saturated this color is. I think it was called Corringdale Designs from memory. Again, I'll put it on the screen. And yeah, so this one I will be entering into the ladies or gents garments, not Fair Isle, hand knitted in yarn 8-ply and over. So this is knitted in DK weight yarn 8-ply, aka 8-ply. So that's what this one's gonna be in that category. I don't know. Do I think that this one has a fair chance in like getting something? Maybe. I think like the details here are like this the V that crosses over onto itself. Oh, this lighting. If I go like this, you can kind of see like that detail where it meets in the middle and it overlaps over each other. And I also think what's unique about it is the use of like twisted rib. So the original pattern, it was just regular 1x1 rib. And I changed it to twisted. I don't know why. I just thought, oh, I like the look of twisted, especially on the cuff. I feel like that twisted rib looks really nice. So yeah, those are the two details where I'm like, I don't know, a little bit interesting. Maybe the judges will appreciate the subtle sophistication of the sweater. So that's my number 2 object I'm going to be putting in. This one I don't think requires any sort of zhuzhing, if you will. It's pretty, like, I had this hung up in my closet, like, pretty, like, carefully. And it's not wrinkled or anything. And so I think that this is just good to go as is. Usually when they display it, like last year I submitted a Intarsia sweater and they just like pinned it on the wall. And it was actually really funny. I had a lot of like people that I know come up to me and was like, they look like they stretched your sweater. Like they stretched it. And they didn't. But when I was like looking at it, I was like, ooh, like why did they do it like that? They don't have it on mannequins. They have it like on the wall. They like pin them to the wall. Anyway, total faith in them. I've never had a bad experience, so I'm sure it's fine. They're like doing the best they can with what they have. Like, so if this gets pinned to the wall, it's like all good. I'm not bothered at all. So anyway, my Haru V-neck. This is by Soop Knits. Free pattern. Excellent. You should check it out. Very easy to read. It also comes in Korean and English. There might be more languages now. I don't know, but yes. And I wonder if they'll notice my so with this sweater, like my arms, the sleeves are 2 different skeins. So if you look at this arm, so this is the left arm, and then you look at the right arm. So I wonder if they'll notice that. It's a little charming, you know, subtle, creative choice. That's what I call that. They'll probably be like, she should have alternated skeins to stop the pulling. Anyway, this is all for fun. Yeah, so that's item number 2. I do have an item number 3, but it's literally blocking as we speak. It has been blocking for 3 days and it still isn't dry. And I think it's a combination of the fact that it is not lined, but it's like 2 pieces of fabric on top of each other. So it's like, it has like a lot of surface area to dry. And also the fact that it's winter, there's like, the sun is here, obviously, because you can see like it's well lit, but it's so cold. And it's the kind of sunlight where it's like, it's not warm, if that makes sense. And it's only like a very short period of time where it's like pointed at my window where my thing is blocking. So anyway, I will take the camera and show you that later. But this is the 4th object I'm planning on submitting, which if you saw my last episode, it is a point of contention because I'm still knitting it. And the day that I need to submit this is 15 days from now. So I'll show you that item and I'll show you where I'm up to. And you can have a guess whether or not I'm going to make the deadline. Okay, here she is. Let me just zhuzh her up so she looks nice for you. This is my, oh my god. This is my Sugar Bush sweater. And I just recently put out like my monthly roundup, and if you had seen that, I had just like, I didn't start the the sleeve, I think I was like midway through the sleeve. Anyway, so since then I've finished the sleeve. I just haven't casted off on the sleeve because I'm just leaving it just in case. I don't know. Just in case I decide to make it longer. I don't want to like cast off yet. And so I've started on the second sleeve. And this is about 2 days. Not even 1 day. Yeah, let's say that. 1 day of knitting. Like, pretty good. I'm almost up to, like, actually I am up to the decreases to, you know, like tailor the sleeve. So it's like, what's the word? Like it gets smaller. That's what I'm up to. 15 days, that's like 2 weeks. I reckon I could get a sleeve done in 2 weeks. Like if I'm just working on this, which it is the case, like I will just be working on this, I think I'll get it done. And so I'm going to be submitting this. However, it's a bit complicated. It's not a bit complicated. So like that last red sweater, it's going to be in a different category to this one because of the weight. So this was knit in a 4-ply fingering weight. That one was a DK 8-ply. And in combination with that, this is also Fair Isle or stranded color work. At this point, I don't know the difference between Fair Isle and stranded color work. I literally read an article and I still don't understand. I would call this stranded color work. Only because it's stranded in that I held the yarn all the way through. So it's like double thickness where the color work is, and then the rest of it is just one color. So it's just like one layer. And so I would consider this stranded color work. Anyway, but I'm pretty sure like when they mean Fair Isle, they mean like stuff like this where it's like got patterns in a different color. It needs to be in a different category. Anyway, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I'm talking too much. So this one's going to be one garment in Fair Isle, 2 or more colors. And in the years previous, I don't actually recall seeing like a color work yoke sweater being submitted, so that would be interesting. So with this one, I need to finish it. So that's my getting ready. I need to finish this. And in addition to that, I think I'm going to get my depiller, because this has been just like in and out of project bags like 24/7 since it's been, you know, being knitted. And it's like a little bit, it's looking pretty good on the, oh, do you see right there? So it's looking a little bit, because they're like pretty strict on like it's not allowed to be worn. And this has never been worn, obviously, because like, unless I'm trying on to see the fit, like it's never been worn because it's not done. So I don't want them thinking, oh, she's worn this, when it's like, I've actually just been really, yeah, look, you can see on this side, it's really, yeah, I don't want them thinking I've worn it, when in reality, it's just me being clumsy and like not being gentle when putting it into a project bag. Stunning. She's beautiful. Even if I don't get her ready in time, like it's fine. I still have that red fallback jumper to submit. But I would really love to see this one displayed. Okay, now I'm going to show you the last one. I'll be right back. Okay, here I am. Hopefully my voice doesn't sound super loud because I'm like right next to the microphone. But this is my utility shawl, which was knitted up in possum yarn. And I had completed this as a part of a test knit for a YouTuber slash designer now called Jonathan Day. And I was able to finish it. I did some photos that I sent to our Instagram chat. I'll put them on screen. But that was before I blocked it. And I feel like between those photos and this, like the shape of it, I feel like it looks way better blocked. But this was knit in the round. Kind of. It starts with like a Turkish cast on, and that cast on is used for toes on socks because it creates this sort of oh my god, my laundry basket is right there, but it creates like this sort of like tab where there's no sort of cast on edge. It's like, it looks really neat and beautiful, and it allows you to just knit an entire tube. So this is like double line, double-sided, if that makes sense. So it's 2 pieces of fabric, which makes it super warm. And you can see how fluffy this yarn is. It's so soft. I was actually worried at the beginning that the possum was going to be like a little bit irritating, but it's actually beautiful now that I've blocked it. I don't know, maybe it like settled the fibers in or something. I have no idea. Like, that's a big chunk of possum right there. But yeah, this is the third item I'm going to be submitting, and I don't have the paper on me, but there is like a specific shawl category. I'm not sure if they categorize it by ply, by the weight of the yarn. I doubt it. Like, I feel like that's a bit crazy. Like, for shawls, I feel like it's just one category. So I'll be putting this into the shawl category. I think that this is really interesting because of its construction. I feel like the judges will be able to appreciate how this was like knit. It's deceptively simple. And so I think they'll appreciate that. And I've just blocked it on my yoga mat on top of my drying rack, which is why you saw my laundry basket lid before. And I've just pinned it using, I don't know what these are called, thumbtacks? Yeah, thumbtacks. And ignore my swatch I just did yesterday for another sweater. Actually decided I'm gonna make the order of these colors way different, but I like the colors together. This one was questionable, but I think it looks quite interesting with the nudes. I feel like it matches like this sort of energy with this. I don't know. Anyway, that's still, I'm like knitting up a sweater and making swatches at the same time. Typical knitter, just like doing multiple things at the same time. But yes, this is the third item. So yes, those are all the items and projects that I'm going to be submitting as part of the Penrith show. And next time I'll see you, I'll be at the show showing you, all of the other beautiful projects that people submitted. And hopefully I'll be able to show you all of my projects that have been displayed. So I'll see you then. Bye. So it's the next day since the show, and I'm not sure if you were able to tell from the footage of like what the results were from my like submissions, because there were so many entries this year. It was amazing. The display was really great. Anyway, I ended up winning 2 first places. So these are the tickets that I got. It's upside down. Wow. These are the tickets that I got as a part of like my first prize. I didn't realize this, but there's actually a cash prize associated with first place. So I won 2. So each one of these is $5. So I won $10, and that's what this like little card represents. I haven't gotten the ribbons yet because they're being picked up today because the show went on for 2 days. I went on the first day, and then so it needs to be displayed for the second day, and then after the second day is finished, we get to pick them up. So I don't have the physical ribbon to show you, but it's like a blue ribbon. So what did I win first in? Let me tell you. So one of them was for the lady and gentleman's garments, and so the one that won that was my red v-neck Haru v-neck sweater by Soop. Let me put a picture here. They displayed this on really nicely. Like they hung it up on the wall, so it was like really easy to spot. And then the second one I got first prize in was the Fair Isle garment. And here's a picture here. I don't want to... They didn't display this one very well. Which is fine. I think it was just like a matter of just like space. They kind of ran out of space. But between the red one and like my stranded colorwork one, I would have chosen the stranded colorwork one to be hung up a bit nicer than the red one. Anyway, it's fine. I won first place, so I honestly do not care. Super exciting. I've only ever won third place in past entries, so that was really exciting. My other entries, like my utility shawl, didn't place, which is fine. I wasn't expecting it to. I was just submitting it for fun. And I was also able to see, I don't think I actually mentioned this in my previous video, which was a couple of weeks ago now. I actually ended up knitting 2 premature baby beanies, which was a entry, like a category that was free that you didn't have to pay for, because if you knitted premature baby hats, they would donate them to the Nepean hospital. So I ended up knitting 2 of those. I don't have good pictures of them, unfortunately. I should have taken a picture before I submitted them, but they were super cute. And yeah, all really exciting. I was so happy to see, like, I was placed first. I've like low-key peaked. Now I don't know what I'm gonna do next year, because like I've won first place now, and I'm like, can I ever like, you know, match up to what I've achieved this year? I don't know. And actually, just a funny story. So they gave me these cards, and I had to like give them to like the office to trade them in for the cash money. And I was like, can I keep the card? And she's like, no, we gotta take the card. Like, that's how we know it's real, like, you know. And I was like, oh, I really want the card. Don't worry about the cash money. I'm just gonna keep the card. Because I wanted these cards so bad. And then she was like, oh, I can photocopy them. And I was like, no, don't worry about that. It's too much trouble. And then my mum was with me. She's like, just let her photocopy them. And I was like, okay. So this is the photocopy. The nice lady at the desk photocopied these for me so I could keep them. So there's my little souvenir. I'll have to wait until I get my ribbon so I can put it on the fridge, because I got 2 third place ribbons on the fridge right now. And I'm gonna take them off the fridge and replace them with my 2 first place ribbons. So I'm super excited. Once I get the sweaters back, I'll be able to show them to you in person, but for now I don't have them. So that's something to look forward to in my next episode. So I really hope that was interesting for you guys. For anyone out there who, you know, does any sort of fiber crafts as a hobby, you should go and have a look. You'd be surprised to see, you know, what the community is doing around knitting, crocheting. I definitely would recommend, you know, to throw your hat in the ring if there is any sort of like competition or anything. You never know what might happen. Thanks for watching. I hope I'll see you next time. Bye.